Slowly loading. Here we are, game number 5. So we do have our current leader. 3 games versus 1. That quick nation voice. What? Men from Nation Voice? I have no idea. Here we go, our pink Terran, currently in the lead up here at the top of Metalopolis. We have
tQWannaBe.
And spawning at the bottom, we have our green Protoss. His opponent is
vVvHasuu.
Not confused about the Nation Voice statement.
I think Nation Voice might sponsor TQ.
Oh, well. I didn't actually know that.
I don't know that for sure. I mean, you just seem to be thinking of sponsors. So.
Probably a decent guess. So, right now we do see Wannabe going for more of his standard play, getting that first supply depot at the front, so you can get those 3 supply depots there. Meanwhile, Hasuu going for his same little bit of walling off over here. Although, well, not walling off right now. Might get the cybernetics core though between those 2 buildings. I would fully suspect he'll do that. And I guess he's just doing it versus drops, because obviously if Hellions run up the front, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. There goes his gas. But of course, if a drop did happen, it's going to happen in the top left of his base. But he's... I don't actually know where he's going to get his building. He might just get the cybernetics core at the bottom and try to wall off there. I just don't know how much it's actually going to be worth it. And obviously if he does go for charge lots, which he has been, it just makes everything a little bit tougher.
Yep, there's a full wall up at the top.
Yep,
actually, you're watching GSL. You may have seen some of the Voidery builds, which again are popular on Metalopolis. And again, I think they would abuse the style that we've seen from Wannabe so far. But I don't think that Hasuu is really showing an affinity for any kind of Stargate play. Pretty much playing very, very standard.
Yeah. So Wannabe is coming out for the later scout here. And now he knows the positions. MLG maps, you cannot spawn close positions. The probe just sitting here right now, just in case something flies out. Always good to keep it there in case you do see a random Hellion. Although the Marine does find him, you gotta force him to go away finally.
The probe unfortunately does not scout out the ramp. Would have seen the reactor, and from that would have known that it's a 2 barracks pressure. Yep. Anytime you see a reactor first, you know that there's going to be a second racks with a tech lab on it, and you're going to have a little bit of pressure early on.
Oh,
but he's still playing in the dark.
And if the wall did anything for him, let him kill that SCV. That's about it. But he is going to get a second gateway here. Looks like he might be setting up. There's the 3rd. Spreading out his building, so it's a little harder to scout. Right now,
harder to scout, a little bit harder to snipe.
Yep. 3 Marines pushing out. Maybe just to go to the Zelnaga. He might actually go all the way, but if there was a stalker out, he'd be in a little bit of trouble. I would suspect he's just going to pull back. And there he goes.
He's not going to do too much here. We do see that Stim is coming down first before concussive shells. Sometimes you do see these pushes made with just a couple Marauders and concussive. But if he's going for Stim, we should see an expansion down relatively soon. And I suspect he's just going to transition.
Well, he brought that SCV out, and I feel like he brought it out for something. And he's actually going to use it and scout out this proxy pylon. So
these proxy pylons have just been scouted almost every game. They're generally in pretty obvious spots, but obviously tQWannaBe doing a really nice job in anticipating them. So
yeah, I mean this entire game he always uses some units to just scout around his base and see where those hidden buildings are. Not enough people do that. Looks like all of these units are going to go down from Hasuu. Zealot's just not doing enough damage, and the Sentry's going to get caught here. But
yeah, no, I actually went for this attack. He was throwing down his Nexus. Generally, if you want to do some really nice damage, you wait to throw down the Nexus before you actually, so you can warp in a couple extra round of units. But right now, tQWannaBe actually free to expand here. Killed off most of the army. Probably going to be able to pick up the pylon as well.
Yep. reinforcements coming up to seal the deal. The Stalker not going to help at all. All the sentries down. Just a few zealots left. Although still doing some considerable damage. But there goes the rest of the army. And that does put Wannabe in the lead. 41 to 33. There goes the pylon. Although Wannabe's force is very hurt, so he's probably going to want to throw down his factory very soon, try to get those medevacs out. And he is getting a second gas right now, so I would suspect that's what he's thinking. And he had the factory queued up. I'm not sure why he canceled it. I feel like that was a mistake. There he goes. Does put it back down. Meanwhile, he is pushing out in the middle of the map again. Just showing a little bit of dominance. Maybe try to catch some of those pylons again.
Probably just wants to apply a little bit of pressure. We do see Hasuu with a 7 harvester lead right now, as he did get that Nexus down relatively early. That is going to leave him a little bit vulnerable to this next attack. Those units right now pushing around the 3rd.
He's actually using his Chrono Boost out that armor upgrade. So he's not really going to have too much to save up for those warp gates. We're throwing down more gateways. And he does not have any money saved up to warp in more units. Here comes Wannabe.
These units actually have stim as well, so they could do a ton of damage here. And he's going to focus on a lot of these probes. He actually doesn't actually get it. There goes the stim. Nice positioning here between the geysers, making the zealots pretty much useless. Going sentries now.
There's no army left.
This was not meant to end the game, but it essentially has, I think. He's killed off all the sentries, gotten rid of almost all the energy, and just done so much harvester damage.
Well, he did the damage, but I mean, Hasuu is far enough ahead that he's still ahead on harvesters, 33 to 28. It definitely hasn't ended the game. But if there was a follow-up attack to that, he'd be in a lot of trouble. But Wannabe instead just sitting back right now, filling up bunkers. And the supply is pretty much dead even, 50 apiece.
Yep, there goes the Twilight Council for Hasuu. But the thing is, right now, he has to spend money on rebuilding his army. Terraan can kind of pump out the army with those reactors, and so he normally he would want to be able to just tech and have that standing army with enough force fields to hold that off. But right now we see another tempo push here from tQWannaBe, and this means that even though Hasuu wants to expand or get these tech stuff up and start those upgrades, he's not going to be able to because he needs to pump out those units. And that means that, I mean, he's got stim now, and once these medevacs are out, this push is going to become very, very dangerous.
Yep, trying to get some more zealots up right now. He's not working on charge, does not want to spend that money right now, doesn't even have the gas to afford it.
Yeah, he knows he needs to warp in those sentries because he lost so many of them, and here comes,
I think he's a little afraid. There's just too many sentries there.
But essentially, again, that's all he needs to do is poke and make sure that Hasuu is actually producing units instead of teching.
Oh, and here he goes. Nice force fields. Does catch all those marauders. Not able to squeeze by. So he's going to finish off that wave. He does pull ahead finally. Finishes off everything there. 75 to 69 supply right now with Hasuu in the lead. That secondary attack coming from Wannabe at the top is pulling back. He does have medevacs out now though, so we could see a follow-up attack that's going to be a lot stronger here in the future. We do have his third base coming down as well. Third base coming down for Hasuu at the same time. So
yeah, as soon as he killed off that bush, it was a lot safer. Started charge and went for that expansion. Actually has a proxy piling up over on the left. Maybe wanting to deny the third. Barely does not scout these two medevacs coming.
Well, he already saw it with a probe
that means
that was going up
the
the
units
left.
at the front here for tQWannaBe.
Oh, and there goes Thundertoss. Disconnecting from Skype, so it looks like you guys are stuck with just me right now. Here we go. It looks like he's engaging versus the expansion. SCV is being pulled, but the force field's already down. He's not going to be able to repair there. And the entire army just going off on that drop at the bottom. Not even unloading it, not doing anything with it. The medevacs are just sitting there. And this army is getting ripped up. Hasuu may have just attacked with the perfect timing. Nothing but medevacs left. And the SCV countdown, 48 versus 35. Hasuu just pulling further and further in the lead. Wannabe has dropped down those units, but still not using them. Maybe just a little too distracted by this. There he goes. Stemming up his units down the bottom, is pushing up, but Hasuu, of course, knew about it already. pulling all those probes. Has a few stalkers to try to hold that off as well. And the attack in the main may get cleaned up here. SCV's trying to repair the front wall. It looks like he's just barely going to hold that. Meanwhile, the few Marines and Marauders at the bottom trying to take down whatever they can. Zealots going down. A lot of the probes looks like they have fallen. But Hasuu's still well in the lead. About 40 supply up and ahead on Harvesters. 39-22. Are you back, Thunder?
I am back. That was a really random call drop.
And now you're extremely quiet as well.
Oh.
Okay, I raised your volume.
Okay. Yeah, nothing happened. I mean, I was in the game. Nothing lagged. Skype just decided not to work. But here we go. This may be the final push. Hasuu knows he's in a good lead here. He's got enough sentries. Does he have Guardian Shield? Not yet.
Oh.
Decent amount of force fields.
And I think the follow-up units here are going to be enough to just decimate this army. They've got to be careful, though, with the medevac list. The Stalkers could have picked off the medevac. And the other medevac's just completely away from the army, getting picked off here. Second medevac here, 1 health away from, well, 5 health away from going down. 1 shot away. I'm actually surprised he didn't pick it off. Now he's just going to work on these 2 orbital commands. Even doing a tech transition here into DTs, because there's very little that Wannabe's going to be able to do against it. He's not going to be building missile turrets. He was going to build ghosts, but I don't think he's ever gotten the chance.
Yeah, and with the Harvester lead, he's not going to want to use those that energy for scans. He really needs them on mules if he has any hope of coming back. Because right now, Hasuu is about twice the supply right now of Wannabe.
So both of those orbitals do land. It's 15 Harvesters versus 56. I mean, mules are the only thing going for him right now.
Oh, he's going to even try to do a drop here.
I think it's probably going to fly right over this pylon that's on the right side, too. I mean, Hasuu has his 3rd base up and mining for a long time now. He is so far ahead, it's hard to imagine losing at this point.
Headed towards the natural right now. There is 1 scan between these 3 orbitals.
Yep. And here he goes. He might just, yeah, he's going to engage with the DT, so he doesn't even notice the DPS, although that force field might be hurting him here. He needs to take down that orbital as fast as possible. And there it goes.
The scan, and these DTs are just going to start wrecking base here.
Yep.
They are just tearing through this bio army. DT not knowing what's hitting him.
I don't even think he realizes they're there. And that's it. GG. Hasuu takes game number 5. Starting to come back here. He does have $30 now.
3-2, yeah.